Looking good.
Oh yeah, just working out a lot, doing Pilates and stuff.
Hey guys, Kristen here. Thanks again for joining me on this episode of the Pilates Power Hour in 20 minutes. Today, we are going to cover what science has to say about 15 minutes of exercise and its benefits, and why Pilates is possibly the biggest bang for your buck for that 15 minutes, both in the department of time and money. Also, for our celebrity focus, why Lizzo and Kylie Jenner both swear by a Pilates and walking routine. And finally, for the regular person focus, we're going to look at why Pilates is one of the most popular and effective exercises for those on Ozempic or another kind of rapid weight loss drug. After that, of course, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks about how you can find that Pilates magic in even less than 15 minutes a day, and also how you can sort of remind your body to fire its systems up and get those health benefits that we're going to be discussing in that 15 minutes of science section. So without further ado, let's get into it. So science has done a lot of breaking down of what kind of benefits you get from exercise, right? Such as mental clarity, bone density, cardiovascular health, mood enhancement, blood sugar control, all of these great things, better joint health, increased metabolism. So what's really happening in your body is at about 7 minutes of exercise, when you've been moving your body and changing, the way that your system has to respond to your environment by heavy breathing or exertion, at about 7 minutes, you start to get juiced up by your own great endocrine system, right? Your endocrine system realizes that you are needing to respond to stress, so to speak. And so it starts to juice you up with all those great, yummy chemicals. At 11 minutes, you are really, you're really pushing all those hormones through your body. And by 15 minutes, your body is singing with its hormones and its happiness. And you're starting to get those great benefits like improved cardio, improved bone density, mental clarity, stronger immune system, mood enhancement, better joint health, and increased metabolism. And if you start doing that in the beginning of the day, so with that compounding effect, you're going to get those health benefits all throughout the day for all of the hours that you're awake and doing things. So let's say you are able to get 15 minutes in the beginning of the day. Let's say you do that multiple times a week. The next thing you know, you have worked out between 75 minutes and 105 minutes a week. That is huge for fitness. It's huge for your health. And science has even shown us that it has increased your life expectancy by quite a bit and decreased a lot of the issues, ailments, brain fog, Alzheimer's, sarcopenia, all these other conditions that can slowly creep up on us as we age. So 15 minutes is not that long. It's well worth your time to yourself and to your family. So let's jump into why Pilates is one of the best bangs for your buck around that. Well, as we reviewed before, Pilates is lengthening, strengthening, elongating all of your muscles from your center first. And we use a certain series of muscular engagement to get our results. Well, what that means is when we breathe in through our nose, we fill our rib cage, and we exhale through the low belly, firing our diaphragm. So already we are pushing oxygen, lots of oxygen through our body and through our system. And the only way that anything inside of our body and our cells and our bloodstream eats, cleans, and gets any nutrition is by circulation and blood flow. So if we are breathing, filling up our lungs and supporting our diaphragm, we are pushing fresh oxygenated blood through our system. So you combine that with movement and your endocrine system, and boom, you are fully maximizing your ability to flush blood and let your cells eat and clean and be merry. On top of that, in Pilates, we do a lot of squeezing or isometric holding while we also employ our muscle system. So we basically always start from a neutral spine or squeezing our center. So already, if we just take out the whole core work and all the emotional concepts, we are tightening our muscles, right? We are doing an isometric hold. We're squeezing everything. So we're activating our muscles, our endocrine system, and we're breathing. From there, we don't just let go of what we've already squeezed. We squeeze and tighten something. Then we employ the batch of muscles. So if I was squeezing and tightening my stomach, and then I was going to do something with my arms. So from my stomach muscle squeezing, I'm going to employ my back muscles, maybe my oblique muscles, and then a shoulder muscle, then a bicep muscle, and then a forearm muscle, etc. And I'm not going to disengage those muscles as I do the second part of my movement. I'm going to keep them engaged. I'm just going to change the direction with which they're moving, or change the antagonist to protagonist. Don't worry about all that jargon there. What you just need to know is in Pilates, we squeeze something. We continue to keep squeezing it and holding it in place while we then go through a motion. And when we go through a motion, we don't relax in one direction. We don't just like let the arm fall out and then pull it back in. We push the arm away from us and we draw the arm back in. Same thing with our leg. If we were squeezing our abs and our low belly, then we would use our glute, thigh, hip muscles to extend our leg out. And then we would use the same muscular system in a different direction to pull it back in. So we are maximizing the amount of effort that we're putting in for each movement. So because we can't change time, the time that's going by, we are maximizing how much work we're doing in that time, therefore maximizing how much our body needs to change by using our endocrine system, employing our breathing, and the mental focus that we use in Pilates to keep everything squeezing in that coordination really ups our brain capacity and also our mental health for the rest of the day. I know, right? Right. It's fantastic. And the best part of it is, with the internet and with the popularity of Pilates, you can find workouts anywhere from anyone. And most of us Pilates teachers are really like happy to just help people and give you short workouts or put stuff online for you to consume for free. You just have to want to do it. So you could get some friends together. You can find your happy teacher. You can go wherever you need to and just get it done. It also doesn't mean you have to repeat the same routine every day. Like you never have to repeat anything. You just have to show up and do it. So do a different little 15-minute routine every day and watch how much variety you get. Watch how your brain increases, your mental capacity increases, your happiness increases, and all of those other things will just roll right along with the improved cardio, bone density, better joint health, increased metabolism. It all comes as a byproduct of you just showing up. Oh, and don't forget blood sugar control, right? So Pilates is really the hugest bang for your buck, time and money-wise, because if you pay a teacher, you're getting all of that education and that engagement from your teacher. And time-wise, you are doing as many things possible in that frame of time. Plus, it has that compounding effect. So Pilates is the biggest bang for your buck. It's the basis of all physical therapy. It helps us fight gravity, all of the great things. So moving along to why Lizzo and also Kylie Jenner both really believe in their Pilates and walking routines almost on a daily basis is the same reasons that we just talked about why Pilates is the best bang for your buck and how it stimulates your systems. It does all of that with low impact, with a high payout, shall we say, of what you kind of need in this world against gravity and with your core strength, and especially with the kind of lifestyle we all lead, which is somewhat sedentary. We have a lot of technology on our side, so we don't do a lot of manual labor, and therefore having low impact exercise that also has a high impact on our core strength and our flexibility, mobility, balance, joint health is a really great thing. So on top of that, we have how our body works is at first we're going to burn our glycogen, right? We're going to burn our sugar, and then we're going to get into fat burning mode. And fat burning mode is mostly in a low intensity place. So if you do your Pilates first, you're going to work through all that glycogen. You're going to get all of those great benefits that we talked about from squeezing and maintaining your muscles, your balance, your core strength, etc. Then if you go right from your Pilates for like 20 minutes or so and you get right into a walking program, you're taking yourself right into that low intensity fat burning zone. So you do some Pilates, you go on a 45-minute walk, and boom, you are slim and strong and happy. Your systems are going, you have balance, you have clarity. And we all know that walking is almost like a meditation, right? We go right, left, right, left. That's how our feet work. And that alone like sets us up into this really great flow state and meditative state where we can both clear our mind, kind of relax, and also come up with a lot of solutions to things because we've let go of being so engaged with something and we've allowed the flow state and we've sort of allowed our subconscious and our and nature to help feed our decisions and help calm us down and let us come from a place of love and abundance rather than greed and fear. And we all know that even if that sounds wooey hooey, it's not. It's actually true. And whenever we can come from those places, we are happier, healthier, and we have a better effect on ourselves and our surroundings. So Lizzo and Kylie Jenner are both very much in the public eye, so it's great to use them as examples. But a Pilates and walking routine is just a fantastic choice for the rest of your natural life. Plus, you can do it with a lot of different people, or you can do it on your own. You can almost find any single place to do such a thing. So even if it's bad weather and you have to be in a gym, or it's beautiful weather and you get to walk outside in nature, or you get to walk with a family member or a friend, it's just a great way to both spend time by yourself and with others. So in the same sort of Pilates bang for your buck, low impact, lots of good information out there, we also have the regular person. And the regular person, especially who is on some sort of weight loss drug, Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, that kind of thing. So when we have rapid weight loss, we often are using fat, but we're also burning a lot of muscle energy because we're losing weight rapidly. And a lot of times when rapid weight loss happens, it's because we're not hungry for some reason or something like that. And when we're not hungry, we can also tend to not be thirsty, which is a little bit dangerous. You need to really stay hydrated anyway, but also when you're losing weight rapidly. And you need to keep up on your protein intake, which is a lot. It's information that a lot of people don't realize. So when you're losing weight rapidly, you're probably not eating a lot, which is fine. But when you do make those choices of what to eat, it's really important to make sure you're drinking enough water, have some kind of measurement, have some kind of bottles or something that is in your face. And also when you make food choices, make those really good protein induced choices. And it doesn't mean you have to eat meat or you have to eat something that's you don't like or the texture of. Protein is found in so many places in so many ways, right? Everything from beans to eggs to spinach even. So if you are on a rapid weight loss regimen, great, awesome. Be responsible also to yourself and your family and make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you find protein and make it fun. Make it part of your community or part of your world to drink enough beverages, to eat the right kind of foods. Share in that. One of the greatest things about being in community with others is that meals have been part of our, life since existence. And it's a way to share time with people. It's a way to share a craft. It's a way to love somebody or love yourself. Take some time, look things up, or even if you're in a rush, make sure you drink water, hydrate, and have protein. It doesn't mean you can't drink other things. Just make sure you have enough, because then what happens is by the end of the day, you feel weird. You might feel cloudy. You might feel weak. And then everything else in our lives crumbles, as we know, we're tired and hungry and, weak or, thirsty, especially if we're thirsty. So if you're not hungry, chances are you're not naturally thirsty. So that's one thing you need to look at. I mean, think about right this second. How much water have you had today? Whatever time you're listening to this or watching to this, how much water have you had today? Has it been enough? Should you pause this and go get some more water, or make sure you have some after this? And is there a person in your life that is either been asking you to drink water or that you want to drink water? So instead of just nattering them or being nattered, try to change that kind of messaging. Either give them a gift of a water bottle or something that will help remember water, or be the good influence. Make sure you have enough water. Put a sticky note up. I put sticky notes up to make sure I don't forget my lunch sometimes. It's just what you do, right? Don't overthink it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just grab that liquid. And what we all know is that by 3 or 4 o'clock every day, we get tired. We can get a little bit woozy, especially if we've been up early. A lot of times we just need to drink some more water, maybe have something to eat, and take a quiet moment. You know what I mean? Or do that 15 minutes of exercise. Do some Pilates. Make sure you're breathing. Get yourself full of your life force, those vital things that we need: food, water, sunshine, fresh air, and community, right? Check in. Have I had food, water, fresh air, community lately. I know it seems so basic, but we don't get those. We don't get those. So regular people who are in a weight loss program, especially rapid weight loss, definitely need to remember to drink water and to eat protein. And so if you look at celebrities who are on rapid weight loss programs, often they are supervised by a trainer or they have other people in their lives that are very concerned with their health for both, for both good reasons and maybe not so good reasons. But regardless, they're getting supervision and they're getting people to make sure they're eating and drinking things. So sometimes we have to be our own entourage and treat ourselves like our own celebrities, which I think is a great idea. And get that set up, right? Take care of yourself properly, and you will be super happy that both you're losing weight and you're keeping up with yourself. And if you are on some of those drugs and you get to a place where you're like, oh, I'm happy with my weight loss, it's not the worst idea to start to go off of them, but just make sure you're really, really, really stuck to your routine, right? Your great routine of drinking water, eating protein, and then really add that Pilates in, right? Pilates is great for people who are new to exercise. It is great for people who are rapidly losing weight and losing muscle because it teaches you how to squeeze. It sort of makes you aware. It's low impact, and it will help stave off, bone density conditions that you don't want, like sarcopenia, which happens as we get older anyway. It's a loss of bone density, and it's a loss of being able to, move about the earth against gravity. Strength is the basis for all of our movement because our bones don't change, right? They're just bones that we have to move. Our ligaments can get stressed out and damaged and kind of hurt over time. So it's really our muscles and our nutrition that keep us going, walking the earth time after time, year after year. And, we all don't want to lose our independence if we can help it. So taking care of yourself, losing weight, fantastic. Just make sure you drink water, eat some protein, get out in the world, and be with your community and help others who are on the same path, right? That's why you can even find information on celebrities doing things because they actually really want to help people. So they put out the information that they're following because they know that people want to listen, or people just publish what they're doing because it is popular and it is helpful to know what somebody who has access to everything in the world is doing. So that's going to bring us into our tips and tricks for today from me. So let's talk about that whole Pilates sort of squeezing things and then like moving in our arms and legs from there. One of the things that we do in Pilates, we call tweezing. So let's say I'm sitting, or if you were standing, you would tweeze your glutes a little bit, which means you're going to engage your glutes like someone just kind of poked you in the butt, and you can feel your glute muscles and your leg muscles kind of engage and your low belly. Not bearing down, squeezing, but like just engage them. So I want you to inhale into your rib cage, exhale into the low belly, and kind of tweeze your glutes like you sat on something a little bit weird, and keep that tweezing happening. If you're standing, then you can feel yourself kind of like lift your glutes up and squeeze your inner thighs towards one another, and you can still move, right? You can still go move your legs, you can still move your arms, but you're squeezed or tweezed just a little bit. And if you're sitting, then it's going to feel like you pulled your glutes in towards each other, your inner thighs engaged, and you were like, you maybe didn't want to sit as hard on whatever you're on. Great. Stay like that. If you're driving, inhale into the rib cage, exhale into the belly, and tweeze your glutes, and try to stay tweezed, so to speak, while you're operating the foot pedals, while you're turning the steering wheel. What you're going to notice is you have a lot of awareness about how your body's moving. You have a lot of engagement in your stomach. And if your back was a little bit funky, it's probably not anymore because you're supporting it by squeezing those little muscles around your hip system, which allows your muscles to lift those bones out of your nervous system, right? Not jamming into your nerves anymore or pushing into your ligaments. So we tweeze our glutes, we tweeze our lower body, we kind of hold it for as long as we can, and we'll forget. And if you can, just tweeze it again. Take an inhale. On the exhale, fire up the belly and tweeze something, right? So that's a little bit of lower body Pilates maintenance. So now we're going to go to our upper body, because you know how I love to talk about how our arms are attached to our back. So we're going to work on pulling our arms apart, like pulling our arms, extending them out to the side, and then continuing to sort of pull our arms apart from our mid back, which is, if you start to do that and tweeze your glutes, man, you're basically working your whole upper body. So how that would look is, if you have the room, you're going to take an inhale into your rib cage. On the exhale, extend your arms out to the sides. You can have the palms facing forward or up, whatever you want, but try to extend your arms out from your armpits and your mid back so that your neck is totally free. And if you don't have that much room, you can bend your elbows, which is a little harder, but try to keep extending your upper arms from your mid back. It feels a little weird, but man, is it good for you. So inhale into your rib cage. On the exhale, pull your arms apart from your mid back while you're firing up your stomach and tweezing your glutes. Come on, exactly. This is what I mean about so much bang for your buck with Pilates. One more time, big inhale into the rib cage. On the exhale, fire up the belly, tweeze the glutes, and pull your arms apart from your mid back. And just try to keep pulling your arms apart from that mid back. And you're going to find so much space in your rib cage and so much freedom in your neck. One more time, big inhale, big exhale. Squeeze everything, pull yourself apart, and then allow your arms to float back down by your sides, but don't let your chest collapse. So you can relax, but not collapse. And just see how long after you're done listening to this, you can maintain that feeling of glutes tweezed and your arms separating or moving away from your body from your mid back. All right, guys. That's our 20 minutes. As you know, I can fill the hour, but we might not want to take in that much information. Thank you again for joining me on this episode of the Pilates Power Hour in 20 minutes. I always look forward to what you're going to tell me. I always look forward to your comments and things that you want to hear. And thank you again for listening and watching. And I can't wait to see you again next week. Have a great one.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the full episode on Spotify Podcasts or Apple Podcasts.